Hello wonderful people. So the year 2022 is almost here, and so far it's looking really promising. There's a 3D Kirby game on the way that I'm freaking out about. We're getting Pokemon Legends Arceus, a Mario movie, Elden Ring, and if you would all take a moment to gather in a circle with me and cross your fingers as we pray to the gamer gods. We might even get Breath of the Wild 2. But before we pack our bags and take another trip around the sun, let's take a moment to look back at some of the games that I discovered, played, and fell in love with in 2021. I don't want this to be all about me though, so I would love it if you went and left a comment below telling me what your favorite games were from the past year. You never know, you might just introduce a fellow internet traveler to their new favorite game, and maybe they'll appreciate it and love it just as much as you do.
Ready? Go!
First up on this list that isn't really a list and is in no particular order is Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. I don't even know where to begin with this game, with its irresistibly catchy music and its popping colors. It's hard not to fall in love with a monkey ball game. I mean, just look at these little monkeys dancing their little hearts out. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania is my go-to short burst session game, and it feels right at home playing it on the Switch. It's got a plethora of mini-games of which Monkey Target is a personal favorite, and you haven't quite lived until you've experienced your partner laugh manically whilst they punch your monkey right in the face, sending it hurtling off the screen at 200 miles per hour in Monkey Fight. Banana Mania also includes from the ground up remakes of all the levels from Monkey Ball 1 and 2, and it's just insanely good, mindless fun. I never speedrun games, but there's something about finding the fastest way to get to the end of the level so you can compete with your previous best time that is so approachable and appealing in Banana Mania. And when it comes down to it, what's not to love about launching a monkey in a ball as fast as possible through a goal so that you can help them ascend to a higher dimension? The Legend of Zelda is easily my favorite game series, and I've played through the first few dungeons of the original game quite a few times. But 2021 is the year that I decided I was going to knuckle down and finish the original Legend of Zelda game from start to finish. Since the game's initial release in the mid-80s, it's undoubtedly aged quite a bit, with its slightly obtuse puzzles, old senile people that silently stare at you in caves, and extremely pushy salesmen. But holy leopard geckos, this is a good game. The moment-to-moment gameplay makes it simple and easy to pick up at any time, whilst providing constant conflict, exploration, and discovery in every nook and cranny of the map. I don't know, what can I say? This game just makes me smile from ear to ear. Grabbing a sword and being able to instantly head out into Hyrule and explore its overworld, it's just pure magic. And I'm also obsessed with Aquamentus, the unicorn dragon boss from the first dungeon. I think that we should definitely start a petition to try and make it a rideable mount in Breath of the Wild 2. I love 2D Zelda games so much, and I really hope Nintendo has plans for new 2D Zelda games into the future, because the one that started them all is easily one of my favorite games of all time. When Super Mario Maker first released, I got a copy of the game on the 3DS because I didn't have a Wii U at the time, and let's just say the 3DS version was kind of lacking in some major features. But then I only went and gosh darn bought myself a copy of Super Mario Maker 2 this year, and I finally felt like I was cool enough to hang out with the kids whose dads work at Nintendo. I think it's easy to overlook the fact that this game is so elegantly designed and executed that a complete and utter pancake like myself can semi-competently create an entirely interconnected 2D Mario game with unique levels and worlds from scratch. But not only that, if you're a fan of Mario games, the community content means that you essentially have an infinite number of levels to enjoy and explore. My second ever video on this channel involved me making a Lost Woods themed level in Super Mario Maker 2. So I have very fun memories with this game, despite the fact that that video is terrible and I was so nervous trying to make it. And not that I'm any less nervous now, but hopefully I'm getting a little better. I think it's honestly a big compliment to be able to say that I'm genuinely proud of the things that I can make in this game. I hope that Nintendo builds upon the foundations laid down by Mario Maker games to potentially include other Nintendo series, along with better online connectivity and collaboration. I mean, could you imagine if they added Kirby and Yoshi and Metroid elements? And you could create a level with P-blocks in which you fight as Kirby riding a Yoshi as you try to take down Kraid, Ridley, or Mother Brain? Please, Nintendo. please deliver us this hot, hot mess. Another game that I really enjoyed this year was Oxenfree. I blindly stumbled into Oxenfree with little to no expectations, only to find myself wrapped up in its characters and story, which made it impossible to put the game down. In fact, I ended up finishing this game in just one sitting. In Oxenfree, you play as Alex, who along with her friends becomes stranded overnight on an island. And of course, at the same time, a supernatural power awakens, meaning that you have to do your best to get yourself and the rest of the group off there alive. Oxenfree is a genuinely scary and thrilling experience. The way the branching dialogue choices appear above your head as the conversation moves in real time, it's just genius. And it features some of the most grounded, well-written conversations I've experienced in any game. All of the characters are connected by themes of grief and loss, and the supernatural elements provide a great backdrop to explore these ideas, as well as Alex's own internal struggles in visceral and captivating ways. If you like short story-driven games with mystery, interesting characters, and underlying supernatural themes, then you've either already played Oxenfree, or I highly recommend that you do. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't really know what's happening when I play Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but I push buttons and things explode, so not too much to complain about, really. The game is packed full of content, and I think it's a great couch co-op game that anyone can just drop in and out of whenever they want. Plus, who doesn't love getting to play as Hestu, the giant Korok, as you dance and wiggle your maracas around, managing to somehow slay Lionels at the same time. I also really enjoyed the ability to run around as a half-naked Link using nothing but a stick that I'd upgraded and completely maxed out. If playing as a half-crazed naked Link waggling a twig around as foes crumble at your feet doesn't bring a little smile to your face, then I'm genuinely really sorry, and I hope you're feeling better soon. I think what makes this game really shine is being able to see more of the characters interacting from Breath of the Wild and being able to play as the champions too. Personally, I was happy with the minimalistic nature of Breath of the Wild's story beats, but I think a healthy mix of both extremes couldn't do too much harm. And who knows, maybe Age of Calamity is a sign of things to come. Next, I want to talk about Divinity Original Sin. Now, this one is kind of a weird choice, but given the circumstances of the last year or so, I found myself, like many other people, stuck inside and unable to see my friends. So my friend and I decided to do the next best thing and play Divinity Original Sin online together. And oh boy, I am terrible at this game. Is it just me, or is this game properly hard to get a grasp of when you first start? All of the games on this list I've played to completion, but I don't think my friend and I even managed to get past the first major quest in this game. This wasn't for lack of trying though. My friend and I ended up just running around in circles, accidentally killing important NPCs. I tried to do cool AoE damage, but accidentally set our entire party on fire multiple times, just incinerating us all instantly. We constantly insulted each other during the party dialogue sections, and I chose the Speak to Animals ability, so I had to spend a good minute or two convincing my friend that I'm not crazy, and the chicken is indeed talking to me right now. All in all, it was an unmitigated disaster, but thanks to my wonderful friend and the joy that is multiplayer games, it was hilarious and it was amazing fun, so I have to include Divinity Original Sin in this video. Plus, if you know what you're doing, it is actually a really good game. N64 games hit me right in the childhood nostalgia gland, but Yoshi's Story is a game that I never had the opportunity to play when I was younger. This year though, I finally got my hands on a copy of the game, and wow, Yoshi's Story, it's crazy, and I love it. From its demonic, atonal Yoshi choir, incredibly distressing scenes of your favorite Yoshi being kidnapped and taken to a torture dungeon, to its endless obsession with fruit and sniffing the ground. This game is an adorable nightmarescape, and I just can't get enough of it. The game implores you to do multiple playthroughs to unlock new levels that have no real start or finish, as you eat fruit to your heart's content. It's objectively not the best game in the world, but dang if it doesn't flood my heart full of happy Yoshi fruit juice. I went down a bit of a 2D Metroid rabbit hole this year, and if I'm being completely honest with you, it's kind of hard to choose which Metroid game I enjoy the most. So I'm gonna cheat and say Metroid Dread because it came out this year, but I'm sneakily also including Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, Zero Mission, and Return of Samus here as well. Metroid Dread was easily my most anticipated game this year. I sat with my Switch the night of launch, refreshing the page over and over again, and the buttery smooth gameplay, inbuilt speedrunning and sequence breaking, and magical conclusion to the 2D series' overarching story, it just left me so satisfied. I mean, I was excited and jumping for joy, but I was also, just a satisfied little guy. I even made a video all about Metroid Dread that you can watch after this if you're interested. I think Metroid Dread builds on and combines all of the best elements of the previous 2D Metroid games. But despite this, all of the previous titles are still magnificent in their own right, and definitely worth taking the time to play. I even really enjoyed Return of Samus, which is arguably the one game that's aged the most out of the Metroid games that I played. Nothing beats using the Spider Ball ability to roll along the top of the screen as you think to yourself, my god, I really wish Samus was in Super Monkey Ball. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed looking back at some of the games that really captured my heart this year. And don't forget to leave a comment telling me about your favorite games from this year. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for all of their support over the last 12 months, and I can't wait to see you next year in a new video. Bye everyone!